In this episode, I'm chatting with Inga about changes, about how life continuously seems to be changing, seems to be different, but also about how she craves a more stable future. We talk about her studies and her wanting to become a psychologist, and we discuss her life in Poland. I hope you enjoy this episode.
I was thinking about changes in your 20s because I think I'm at this point that always something is changing and I'm always moving, I'm never in one point in my life. I'm just constantly moving. I think in your 30s and 40s, it's more likely that you spend you have kids or you have stable job or you have an apartment that's your own or you have a house already. So I think it's more stable. And in your 20s, one day you live on the couch in your friend's apartment, and one day you have boyfriend, whole apartment, dog, and everything. So I think it's just changes.
Yeah.
After all, and also this is I wanted to pick this topic because I'm in it right now, so I think I have something to say in it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm doing pretty well with these changes and a lot of them, but yeah, I think.
Because do you enjoy the change, or do you wish you had more of a stable life?
I would prefer to be already at this point that I have stable job, kids, dog, everything. But I also like the movement of the life. You watch it, and also I love to watch it and hear the history of people who are in this kind of part of their lives, because it's also beautiful in some kind of way that everything is changing. Nothing is stable right now. You have stable things I don't know, your parents or your boyfriend or something like this, but it's nice to hear all of the things that happened in someone's life. And actually it's fun to you meet up with old friend after I don't know few months and everything is crazy. Last day you met them, everything was completely opposite, 180. So I really like this kind of part that you talk with people and everything is different. So I would say I like the 20s, but sometimes it's overwhelming, of course.
Yeah.
It can be scary.
Yeah, it's indeed. It's pros and cons to both sides. I mean, I do recognize your story that also in my 20s, it's a lot of kind of, I guess, big life questions, like what am I going to study? What kind of job do I want? What am I looking for in a partner? Where do I want to live? And of course, not always, but for a lot of people, they in their 30s and 40s kind of figure that out and becomes a little bit more stable at least.
Yes. And how do you like because I assume you in your 30s? Sorry if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm in my 30s, yeah.
So how's your life now? Is it more stable or I'm just imagining things?
I would say very recently it got more stable. Because before I changed jobs a lot, I also moved around quite a bit. And the housing market is I think everywhere in Europe it's it's a headache. So finally I have stable housing now, and I hope to get a permanent contract for my job in a few months. So it's getting more stable, I guess.
Okay.
Which on one hand is nice because it gives some security. On the other hand, as you mentioned, it also feels like I then meet up with a friend or meet up with my family, and it's like, hey, what's new? It's it was the same as 6 months ago. So it also feels a bit strange.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But I think it's if you have everything the way you want it, you have the job that you like, or you have the family, I think it's stable but cozy. This is how I imagine my 30s, that I'm gonna be stable and cozy in it. But maybe everything can change. At this point everything's changing. So.
Yeah, I guess it's I mean, I guess you talk about that within psychology, but it's like, oh yeah, you found that stability, and then people are like, okay, what now? You know, maybe I actually want to switch careers and do the thing I've always dreamed about. Now that I have a stable
Mhm.
income, or maybe now is the time to take that trip I always wanted to take, or move abroad, or I think people in general are not so good at being like, I'm happy exactly where I am and how it is
Yeah,
right now.
that's yours. It's strange.
Yeah.
So changes, always changes.
Always changes
Yeah. But
because
I think in like when you go out of your teen years, the changes start like mm, a lot of friends that I talk with, they imagine being 18 because in Poland you have to be 18 to do your driving license, to move out, to get married. You have to be 18 to buy legally alcohol. So a lot of people imagine the 18th birthday it's gonna be like boom, whole life changes, like it's amazing. And actually, it's like slowly peeking at you like the adulthood that you slowly start to like, okay, now I need to go to university or move apartment or find a job. And like a lot of people have like not the boom effect, but it was slow but terrifying because now you're responsible for yourself. So
yeah.
I think like in your teens it's crazy how slowly the change starts and how terrifying it is. And I think in 30s, like when you go to this part that you're more supposed to be more stable, then it's also like I'm terrified a little bit that I'm not gonna be happy when I go there. So it's just like um, the changes are super fine and like I enjoy them, but sometimes I'm just so terrified of them. So like what you're saying that maybe I want to start a new job, maybe I want to go there, maybe I don't want a family, and I'm scared that I'm gonna change my mind at one point and I'm gonna be like, okay, no. Because right now I like I can change everything and it's fine because I'm like everything expects me to. Everyone like, yeah, in your 20s you change a lot, so it's okay, but in your 30s 40s people expect to like, especially parents, because I know they want like the best for you but they expect you to be like, okay, I have a job, I have a family, I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting dynamic indeed, because I guess when most people are younger, also you don't, at least for me, I didn't make like super conscious decisions. I was just like, you're young, your brain hasn't fully developed yet. You're like, I kind of like, in my case, like I kind of like mathematics. Let me try studying engineering, and then it's like, you kind of figure out years later, like, oh, actually, that was a terrible idea. It's like, and then as I'm getting older, I feel like, yeah, it's easier to kind of think about what do I want out of life, and in which direction do I want to head. Whereas when I was younger, I really had no idea, and I was just kind of like trying what most young people do. It's like, yeah, go study and figure it out, if this figure it out where you end up.
And how do you like your life now?
I mean, pretty good. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't say like a 9 or a 10 or anything, but yeah, I'm grateful for for a lot of things in my life. Yeah.
So how do you came up with the podcast thing? Because I saw it on the Instagram one time and then it was everywhere on my page, like people
Okay.
commenting on that.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so I guess that's part of me not being like super satisfied maybe with my social life, and also thinking about my career, like, okay, I do enjoy the job I have now, but is that like really something I want to be doing for like 40 years?
Mhm.
So for me it was really, I wanted to kind of do an interesting project where I could maybe meet other people, as well as hopefully build something of value for people, that maybe one day in the future can replace at least part of my job, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you happy with like how is it turning, the project and everything?
I mean, I think so far it's going pretty well. I mean, I only started like 4 or 5 months ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
And something that I'm trying to figure out now is like, okay, these calls are nice. I enjoy talking with people, and sometimes I'm surprised, how open and honest and vulnerable people are, like sharing their life story with me. But I would also like them for people to kind of come together in kind of a community aspect and communicate with each other and learn from each other. And I'm trying to figure out, how I could facilitate something like that.
Okay. One time I was because I'm pretty open person, I'm extrovert in every way you can possibly think.
Mm-hmm.
And one time I had opportunity to get calls with people from different areas of the world
Mm-hmm.
and just talk in English, because it was like practicing English, but actually it formed like community of people that really like speaking together.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a few years ago, but we, after even the project ended, we still meet up to talk about things, and it was really nice. And when you talk about like doing the community,
Mm-hmm.
I think about this, and it was really amazing project, because like all the people that was there wanted to be there, so it was like commitment, but
Mm-hmm.
nice commitment.
Oh, that's cool. So how
Yeah.
did that work? How did that get started?
I think it was also the post on the Instagram, and there was one guy who was like the organizer of everything, and he just wanted to start his like side business, I would say, because he wanted to teach people English by talking with them, and but it was like, even after project, because it was like free, he wanted to like do demo version to how it works, how it's gonna be. So after the project like ended, a lot of people didn't sign up for it like further, and he still get a lot of people that sign up for like the talking, mostly with him, but still. But a lot of people actually get together and start talking by themselves, and it was just like talking about life, how are you, how's your studies and everything. I was still in high school back then, so it was nice to have like friends from other side of the world. But it was the same like project on Instagram, and later it moved on. And everything happened on Teams. We have like the Teams group, and that's it.
And were there ever people you would meet up in person with?
No, I don't think there was even the idea of this, because like a lot of people were, I don't know, from India or from the USA. We have like one guy from Canada, and we have like from all different parts of the world. I think there was someone from Asia, so it was really hard to meet up. I think it would be easier if it was in Europe, just Europe. But when you are like the people are everywhere, then I think it's really hard. And also a lot of people were from high school or college, so it was like in early 20s, I would say, most of them. So you don't have that kind of money to fly across the world to meet
No, I
someone.
understand.
But it was still nice to just talk about like things that are happening in your life, and you tell all of that to person who never gonna meet like your family, your friends. So it's nice to like just talk it all out to them, because like they are not the part of your life normally. So they have like the best view, I would say,
Yeah.
besides therapist, of course.
Yeah, no, so that's a good point indeed. And that's yeah, some people also mention that like it's really freeing to just kind of, share something you've maybe had on your mind for years, but don't really feel like you want to or can share with maybe family or friends, or maybe feels too personal. And then funnily enough, it's like, oh yeah, the stranger on the internet, let me tell exactly what's happening,
Yeah, but he's not. Probably he's never gonna be in your country even. So
Mhm.
even if he likes know all of your history, then I think it's fine. Also,
Yeah.
I have like similar situation last week. I was walking with my boyfriend on like in the shops and everything, and we were like just looking around, and we stand in this hallway, and I look to my right, and there stands my therapist, and I was laughing so hard because she knows everything about my boyfriend, because like,
Okay.
I talk with her, and my boyfriend like, what's so funny? And I'm like, you see this lady, she knows everything about you. But you didn't even meet her. So I think it's the same situation.
Okay.
Like, they know everything, but they probably never gonna see you, like in real life. Or maybe they will, but probably they never gonna meet your whole family or whole
Mhm.
friends and group
Yeah.
of friends.
Yeah, no, so that's something I've been thinking about a lot. Like, on one hand, I agree with you that I think it's good, like to keep kind of the distance so people feel comfortable sharing. On the other hand, I also feel like it's a little bit of a shame that there's so many people who, share similar stories, or they're interested in self improvement, or just like figuring out their life. And a lot of people are struggling with the same things. So I think it also would be nice to then kind of come together instead of just being like, oh, it was a nice chat and now we'll never see someone again.
Maybe the Teams group, really.
Mm.
Like the community of the people who trying to figure out their lives, or
Yeah.
I don't know, they have something in their lives going on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really, I don't know, I would say building for a lot of also shy people. Like my boyfriend is introvert. He's exactly opposite of mine. Like when he heard about this project, he was like, "And you're gonna talk with other guys?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You're not embarrassed anything?" I'm like, "No, okay." But he's. Mm, he understands that it's a lot easier for him to talk with people he don't know online than in real life, because real life you need to meet up with this person one-on-one sometimes, and it's a lot harder to talk about your feelings and what's going on with your life than people like across the camera.
Yeah.
So I would say it's also the nice idea for the shy people.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I'm an introvert myself, so it's
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
So it does indeed, like usually I just have like one chat like this in a day, but sometimes there are like one or like two in a row, and then I do feel like pretty drained. Like, okay, this was all my social energy for the day, is gone now.
But because in psychology we study a lot like about differences, this kind of differences, and I'm gonna look up the name because I don't remember it in English. But one second. Cerebral cortex or brain cortex. This is the name.
Yeah.
I actually was, because there was the studies, and it's like biologically approved. There was the studies that your brain cortex actually, introvert brain cortex, works more. So your brain cortex is on this level, and me as an extrovert is on this level. So I need to get more like stimulants to get here, and you need a little less to just like go to some kind of like point, I would
Mhm.
say. So actually, I was really like, my boyfriend, when he first heard about it, he was like, "Oh, so you actually have less like functioning in your brain than me." So he now thinks it's
Mm.
like being introvert is like superpower, because I need to get like do more stuff to be on the same level as him.
Mm.
But it's also like you get drained out of energy faster. So
Yeah.
that's the minus.
And what is the main function of the cerebral cortex?
The cerebral cortex is like the part of the brain,
Mhm.
and this is like the out of part of the brain.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is just like biological term
Yeah.
for the brain parts, but
Mhm.
the main like this is one of the main
The
not
differences.
ideas, but yeah, main like the main things that it do is like get information from one part of the brain to the other, and also
Okay.
like stabilizing your energy, social
Mm.
energy, and like battery.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's related, but I think introverted people mostly are also overthinkers. So maybe that's related in some way, that they're always like kind of ruminating on on
a lot of
the
a lot of information going up and down.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, I would say also like I'm extrovert, so but
Mhm.
I also so like I'm overthinking sometimes so much that it's actually crazy.
Mm.
But yeah, I still have like more energy to use. So
Yeah.
even if I do like, I still have like the small part that okay, that's it, and then I have
Mhm.
still so much energy.
Yeah.
I'm also pretty energized person. Like
Yeah.
I need a lot of talking movement. Now I have somewhere. I even because like when I'm going to a therapist, I need to fidget a lot, so I have like
Mm.
small things to just like
Oh, that
because
looks.
I need to be in constant movement. That's
Mm.
the I was actually after I studied psychology. This is the part that I don't like, because now you see every possible illness in yourself. So first I was like, maybe I have ADHD.
Mhm.
Yes, and my therapist was like, "No, you don't have it." And like every week I come to her and maybe I have this, maybe I have this. She's like always, "No, you don't have it." But actually, ADHD, I think I have some part of it, because
Mm.
like I need to fidget a lot. So um, I'm just like when I study, I need to have some kind of music or people around me. So
Yeah.
it's but she told me that it's also the part of being extrovert, that you need a lot
Mm.
of things going on around you.
Yeah, that's interesting. That indeed, with all the psychology books, you read so many symptoms. You're like, oh, I recognize a little bit of this. I recognize a part of that, and then you start worrying. Like, wait, what if it's me?
Yeah. Yes, so now I have like, you don't see it, but I have like 6 books this big, and
Hmm.
I need to read them all
Yeah,
in this semester. So
yeah.
it's crazy to be a psychology student. But I don't think it's even half of the work you do on like medical studies. But
Mm.
psychology is still like doing some part of that.
Yeah. Because do you have like, is it just something you study because you find it interesting, or do you have like a kind of career path in mind of what you want to
Mm,
what profession you would like?
Actually, my close, like the friend of my mom, but I treat her like aunt. Uh, she is the psychologist herself,
Hmm.
and when I was like in the fourth class of like some like I was really young. I was like maybe 10, 11 years old.
Hmm.
I had like, I like this. I want to do this. And
Yeah.
to this day, it stayed with me.
Hmm.
Um, Also, I really right now I'm interested like with biological parts, and I'm thinking about becoming psychiatrist, not just psychologist. But also, I'm really I start to be interested in high school with the part of psychology when you help older people or people with terminal like cancer or illnesses in the end of their life. So they have the sentence that probably, I don't know, they have few months left and you need to do the therapy for the person, for the family. And I was just recently on the meeting with the lady who specialized in this kind of path. So it was pretty interesting for me, like how people accept. Sometimes people who got the news that they, I don't know, they have 1 month to live, get it better than the whole family. And she talked about how she speaks with the parents, sometimes kids, how they're not accepting this and they trying to force for some medicine, some new therapy. So it's this part that I'm pretty excited about. Also, I'm more like I have my brother is he's scientist. You will meet him and you would say he's scientist in all kind of like way you can think. He's spending all of his time on the studies, and he also is pretty big in Poland. Like if you interested in this kind of like the era that he's working with, then you probably know him. So I'm not this kind of person. I'm not fascinating about the studies, and like I like to read them, but I will probably never do them myself. But I love speaking with people. Like I love the connection. I love this part of the work, like being psychologist and talking with people. So answering your question, I think it was easy choice for me because I think it really is like really works with my character. So I think it was just like obvious choice for most of my life.
Yeah, that must be. Yeah, that sounds really nice to kind of have from a young age, kind of like a strong interest and a path of like, oh, this is what I want to do, or this is the path I want to follow.
At one point, I wanted to be mathematics, like study math. But high school really proved me that I don't want this. But yeah, I was at one point I wanted to go to like economics or study math, but math is pretty hard. So
yeah, it's really fascinating to me then indeed how people end up in a certain career path, because at least when it comes to introvert extrovert, I think we're somewhat opposites. And I focused on the mathematics and the engineering part, and then I was like, actually this doesn't really feel like I'm making a positive difference. So then I slowly moved toward kind of the human focused side.
Okay.
Even though I don't think I will. I don't think I want to go to school for 8 years to become like a licensed psychologist, but I do more and more. I'm interested kind of like in the human side and mental health, and why so many people are suffering, not necessarily due to like lack of food or anything, but just like suffering through their own negative thoughts and their own kind of suffering that they produce.
In psychology, actually, right now in Poland, we have like a little, I would say, argument because a lot of like you don't need to study psychology to be psychologist, and you can actually do it in a lot of countries. You can even be like the coach or just some other major, but you study after college and after university. You study some like school about psychotherapy, and after that you can become like psychotherapist. And a lot of people assume they are psychologists, but a lot of people don't. And actually we have like a bit arguing that a lot of these people, because they don't have like the psychologists, like history and also the science behind this. So they are sometimes actually doing more harm there than they are helpful. And in Poland, we have arguing because our politics want to actually expand that after some kind of majors like history, art, economics, you can still be psychologist, like named yourself psychologist. So they are actually now fighting that the politics don't accept it, but I don't think it will.
Yeah, that's indeed a tricky subject. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think also in the Netherlands the term psychologist is not protected, so it's not necessarily related to doing a bachelor's and a master's in psychology. We did like a few years on TV. We had indeed this like pretty famous show, and they talked not so much about psychologists, but mostly about coaches that were very critical. Like, hey, we need people to build houses, and we need people to do practical, useful jobs. Why? Because we have a really big coaching industry here, I think. And I think some people, they are really good at what they do and they can really help people. But yeah, also a lot of people who, read a book about Buddhism and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to become a life coach. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. I was actually in Netherlands for almost 1 year and I still have friends there. So I actually heard about this a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the changes in your 20s. I was actually took 2 gap years after high school.
Yeah.
And 1 year I spent almost all of the year in the Netherlands working and also in Germany for 3 months, but
yeah.
I don't like Germans. Sorry, all Germany people. But I had 2 situations because I was in Hamburg working as Amazon driver. I was just like, trying to save money for the college and stuff. And I have the one situation with the lady when like I think I'm talking English on like good level, that I'm like, I understand someone and someone can understand me. And I was going to the shop and I asked lady for how much is one item because I wasn't sure and they didn't have like the monitor to show me. And she told me in almost perfect English that she doesn't want to speak with me if I'm not speaking German. So after this situation, I was like, okay. And I never went to this shop again because I was like embarrassed. But yeah, I think in Poland we are just like more open to other nations. And this was one lady, and also I have similar situation with other one when she yelled at me in German. And when I told her that I don't speak English, then she just said to me, then teach yourself. And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed, it doesn't sound so nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not trying, like, I know there's like I have one friend from Germany that it's really nice, but maybe I just like when I was there I didn't find the right people.
Yeah, I think I don't know, it's like I don't know that many German people. The few I know are very nice, but I mean, there are always going to be some that are like, yeah, we speak German here, and if you don't, then I'm not going to communicate with you.
But in Netherlands, when I was in Netherlands, I'm sorry to say that, but when I was working in Netherlands firm, like company, one lady was also a little bit like, you need to study Dutch, you say Dutch?
Yeah, Dutch.
Dutch. And she was also a little bit mean, but there was just one lady. All of them was nice. So
yeah, I think in general, because the Netherlands is such a small country, like, we don't assume that tourists, are going to speak Dutch to us. Maybe if people work here for like 5 to 10 years, then we appreciate it if they learn some Dutch. But I think in general, most people are fine with communicating in English because, we realize it's not the most valuable language to learn because you are like have our small country where you can communicate with people, but that's mostly it.
But now I understand your struggles with finding the apartment and house and everything, because you have the situation there is not so good with the apartment.
No, exactly. It's yeah, like I think it's in a lot of different countries, but indeed in the Netherlands, it's not fun to be looking for housing right now.
Yeah, my because like I said, I still have connections with the people there, and I have one friend. She's Spanish, but she moved there for her boyfriend, and they bought a house, like normal house, that in Poland you probably like pay half of this money, and she paid almost 1 million for this, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's scary indeed. Like, you know, speaking of changes, then you know probably for 30 years, you know how much money you need to make to pay that house. So it is stable in a sense, but also freaking me out, or like freaking me out or other people out. Like, oh, it's a lot of pressure then to always have to make such a large amount of money to pay your mortgage.
Yeah, like I think there are some countries that are easier to like actually get the house, get the job you like not any country is perfect, but still it's like, I think in Poland we have easier situation to find houses and apartments cheaper, because right now, like when I hear the situation like in United Kingdom, because my father lives there, and like in Netherlands, because I have friends there, in Spain, it's a lot harder than here. And I would always, like when I was little, I was always imagining myself moving out of the Poland as quickly as possible. But right now I'm just accepting that, okay, maybe it's fine to stay here because it's a lot easier than like working yourself up for some house in the neighborhood that you don't even like, in some country that you don't know. So I would say it's like, I still want to move out at some point, but I want to be sure that I want to live there and it's actually worth it than paying a lot of like money for the apartment that I'm not sure about. So
yeah.
This is the part that I like about Poland.
Yeah, I'm curious how you feel about this, because I like watching kind of economics videos on YouTube, and they like some videos that I see more and more is indeed like, oh yeah, 20 years ago, yeah, for example, from Poland or other countries, it would be typical to go to Germany or go somewhere else for a better job, better income. Whereas the last 5 years or so, Poland is doing super well, and in a lot of aspects doing better than Germany and the Netherlands and other countries.
Yes, right now, actually, because I was abroad, and a lot of Polish people come back to Poland because it's not worth to stay in the other country when you make almost the same as you make here. Still, like we have still like minimum wage is not super good, and a lot of people actually try to change it, like to make it higher. But I think if you have good job that doesn't pay minimum wage, you still can save a lot. You still have like the opportunity to like save up for some house or anything. But yeah, a few years ago, it was like 20 years ago, a lot of people go to Germany or United Kingdom or USA even. But right now it's just like the economics of Poland changed so much that it's not worth right now to go to other country, because you still like in a lot of situations you go to like shitty company who doesn't pay well and gives you like terrible housing. So it's better to just stay home with your parents, save up for a few years and just move out.
Yeah, and I think also kind of more the opposite flow of people is happening, that if you can make money online somehow, I think a lot of people are like, yeah, why would I pay a fortune in Amsterdam if I can live in Warsaw or like a smaller city in Poland, for like a quarter or half the amount.
Yeah, I think we get a lot of immigrants coming to Poland to work, and I was thinking that we as a Poland are pretty closed country, that we don't like people coming to our country because we we have the background history about all these kind of things. But right now, from what I heard from my friends and from bigger city, they all say that Polish people are pretty open and like we like to speak with other nations and everything. I was pretty surprised by that because, like I said, we have pretty big community of people who's trying to like Poland is for Polish people and that's it. But I think we are changing a lot. Like especially young people change a lot, like the mind of the country. I would say so. Right now we have a lot of immigrants coming to work, and I think we, especially like older generation, is warming up to this idea. But we still like sometimes when you're in the community, like in the city, you hear a lot of like thoughts of people that they taking our jobs. But I would say it's still more that we are open for other nations.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I need to wrap up in a few minutes, but I'm curious if there was something that you still wanted to talk about that we didn't discuss yet.
I don't know. I would say I would say I wrap up everything I wanted to say. Like, I'm also not the therapist like you sent in the email, and I wanted to meet you and talk with you how you started. So I think I got everything that I wanted from this call. And I'm pretty open, and I'm crossing my fingers for you that you're gonna open some community for the people. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you. That's that's very nice for you to say, and I really enjoyed chatting with you. And I appreciate your enthusiasm and that you.
I'm sure I'm gonna follow up if you do the community thing or anything else. That I'm gonna follow up.
Yeah, I would love that.
Kind of ideas.
Yeah. And I wish you good of luck with your studies.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I hope, you'll become a great. I think you'll become a great psychologist if you want to.
I hope so. Everything is possible.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll stay in touch then.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care. Bye bye.